Hello team, welcome to another ATP Geopolitics video with myself, Jonathan MS Piss. Ukraine war breaking news update, and we are going to go to the United States to talk about Russian disinformation and how the US office that counters foreign disinformation is being completely shut down, eliminated, says the MIT Technology Review. Conservative critics have long accused the State Department's counter foreign information manipulation and interference hub of helping to censor the American right. But now this the only organization that seeks to counter foreign disinformation has been given the kibosh. My colleagues in DC, says Pekka Kaljuniemi, are saying that you can't use the words disinformation and R-FIMI, or foreign information manipulation and interference, in any official context anymore. The US has given up on fighting against BS. In fact, they now fully embrace it. Indeed, the Kyiv Independent reports in the following way. US shuts down office combating Russian disinformation, Rubio says. Secretary of State Marco Rubio announced on April the 16th the closure of the State Department's office responsible for countering foreign disinformation, citing concerns about free speech and the rights of American citizens. The office started as part of the US government's efforts to fight terrorist messaging online. It was first called the Center for Strategic Counterterrorism Communications. In 2016, it changed its focus to fighting lies and propaganda from foreign governments like Russia and China, and got a new name, the Global Engagement Center. So we had heard previously about this being on the chopping board. So in December 2024, the GEC was reorganized into the State Department's Counter Foreign Information Manipulation and Interference Hub, or R/FIMI. In a post on X, Marco Rubio has said the center had overstepped its mission and worked to silence and censor Americans. Quote, "I am announcing the closure of the State Department's Counter Foreign Information Manipulation and Interference, formerly the Global Engagement Center, GEC, which cost taxpayers more than $50 million per year and actively silenced and censored the voices of Americans they were supposed to be serving," Rubio wrote, although he didn't really give any details of what he's really talking about there. The move follows years of Republican criticism of the center. Billionaire Elon Musk, now an advisor to the US President Donald Trump and head of the Department of Government Efficiency, DOGE, in early 2023 called the GEC, quote, "the worst offender in US government censorship and media manipulation." Of course, they would be fighting for places like Twitter or X not to be platforms for disinformation. So Elon Musk might have something to say about that. GEC leaders and defenders have rejected such claims. Special Envoy James Rubin, who led the center until its shutdown, said its mission was focused exclusively on foreign disinformation campaigns. The center ran projects in Latin America, Africa, and Moldova during his time in the office. One project focused on a major Russian disinformation campaign in Africa called the African Initiative, which aimed at undermining trust in a US-funded health program in the region. Russia recruited journalists, bloggers, and public figures to spread conspiracy theories across social media, websites, and Telegram channels. Quote, many thousands, if not more, of people might have believed the disinformation and not received life-saving medical care had the campaign not been noticed sooner, Rubin told Politico in October 2024. In June 2024, the GEC helped launch the Ukraine Communications Group, a multinational initiative to counter Russian disinformation on the war in Ukraine, based in Warsaw and backed by more than 20 governments, NATO, and the European External Action Service. So according to the National Endowment for Democracy, Russia spends an estimated $1.5 billion annually on foreign influence campaigns. So compare that against the 50 million, 1.5 billion that Russia spends on disinformation. Think of all the troll farms and bot farms that they have set up, the Internet Research Center, etc., and the US has a paltry 50 million that they're now shutting down. In Europe alone, Moscow is believed to be behind 80% of such operations, according to Czech Foreign Minister Jan Lipavsky. And during the 2024 US presidential election, the Kremlin was also leveraging unsuspecting Americans and Russian public relations firms to spread disinformation, US intelligence officials told the Associated Press back in July 24. So this is, I think, a real disgrace. I think to give up on fighting disinformation at a time when disinformation is at the most problematic in world history is absolutely insane. And of course, the question is, who does this benefit the most? And this benefits Russia and China the most. Everything the United States is doing at the moment is to the benefit of Russia and China. Yes, there's a big global trade war against China, but actually, weirdly, that is going to benefit China and their relationship with the rest of the world, as opposed to everyone else's relationship with the US. It's just pure insanity that that is taking place. That is emanating from the White House. They are the epicenter of idiocy, I have to say, at the moment. And this is just another example, closing down the. I mean, you know how important I find disinformation, how I want to fight this all the time. And you would hope that a government like the American government, being so prevalent in the world, in world geopolitics, would be seeking to present and promote their own positive narrative for the ideals of democracy, freedom, and transparency. But of course, they appear to be going in exactly the opposite direction. This is definitely not cool. And of course, this is on the back, as I said earlier today, of Politico reporting here that Pentagon's SWAT team of nerds is resigning en masse. So under pressure from the Elon Musk-led Department of Government Efficiency, nearly all the staff of the Defense Digital Service, the Pentagon's fast-track tech development arm, are resigning over the coming month. And Applebaum adds a quote from the Politico article: they're not really using AI. They're not really driving efficiency. What they're doing is smashing everything, the former official said. And I think that goes to what we are hearing here with the disinformation department. They are just smashing everything up. And that destruction, as I say, is benefiting Russia massively. I don't understand what is going on in the United States at the moment. It is like they have had some kind of brain, some kind of brain tumor or something that has just completely changed their personality and turned them to the other side. And they just need, a bit of cranial surgery, and maybe they might get their former personality back. But the United States at the moment, the Trump administration at the moment, really is taking the country in an incredibly dangerous direction. And this is just another example of that.